Hello, everybody, and welcome to Expansion Network. This is episode number 71 of the Ask Julius Show. And regardless of the technical difficulties that we had today, we are here, okay? We know that we have not been able to add all the different channels, accounts, social media accounts where we are typically, but it's going to happen before the end of the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for your understanding. This is Angel Rebo, as you know, every single week. And we have Casey and Julius and their group of entities as every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi, Casey. How are you?
Oh my gosh, it gets so stressful when we have tech problems and we're trying to get on and just kind of bringing the energy down, right? Bringing the energy down. Everything's magnificent. Hope everybody and everything out there is absolutely wonderful for everybody. Thank you so much for your patience and your tenacity for hanging in there with us, right?
Totally, absolutely. And actually, Stacy Savage, who is one of our frequent flyers of this Earthship, she found us, so she knows that we are here. So, Stacy, please, if you by any chance can go to the other channels, obviously our production team is going to the other accounts. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Exactly. It was a little bit difficult today due to some technology challenges, but here we are. And again, we'll try to add the other accounts while we do our show. We have lots of questions from other shows, so let's start strong with one of those questions, Casey. Yeah. The question actually comes from Charity Thornton. Julius, I have multiple people in my life right now that I'm trying to help tremendously. I just want to make sure I'm also helping myself and not taking away from my energy. That is a great question. Great question for everybody, that we are always giving and giving and giving energy. Thank you so much, Charity.
Master, it always comes down to each individual person's definition of help. Okay? Are you helping, or are you controlling, or are you enabling? Big energy difference. Big energy difference. Okay? What is your definition of helping? Okay. What is your definition? Okay. If you are enabling people, it will siphon and drain you. If you are controlling people by thinking that they need something from you and therefore you're doing it for them, but they have not asked you for it, then it's going to drain you. So you cannot do the work for anybody else. They need to be willing to do the work themselves with some assistance from you, okay, some assistance. So this gets very, very precarious. When that is happening, you don't usually lose your energy frequency, but people are vampires. They're vampires and they're siphons, and they take and they take and they take and they take. And here's what we will ask you. How's your life going? How's your life going? Are you experiencing lack in any areas of your life? Are you experiencing your own difficulties in your own manifestation? Are you experiencing difficulties with your health and your wellness? Are you experiencing difficulties in relationships in your life? That's an indication that your energy frequency is in low gear and is probably being drained. You usually can tell when you're not being drained, okay? You're amped up, you're ramped up, everybody's in your light, everything's flowing fluidly for you. All forms of magnificence is happening, and then you're usually not being drained. But if any of the things that we described to you just a moment ago, Master, you need to reevaluate possibly your definition of help and possibly your own evaluation of your own self, where you cannot assist another if your vibration is low. And the way that you know that your vibration is low is things are challenging for you in your life, your health, your finances, and relationships. If those things are not flowing freely and abundantly for you, and you're in a great creative aspect, then odds are you have very little extra energy to give. And you should refocus back on your own energy and fill your tank, and then emit that frequency to others where they can help themselves. So you're very, very loose on your definition of help to us. That's all we can tell you given your vague expression. Sending you so much love.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question that comes actually from Ursula Baker from one of our past shows. And she was asking, is Trump part of the Black Hats just playing out his role?
He is not part of the Black Hats, no.
All right. Okay, next question comes from Swift Sage. I wish to better understand that linear time is an illusion. How is that I can remember what I experienced yesterday and I use that memory to plan for an experience that I can have tomorrow?
Well, Masters, what we can tell you is that tomorrow does not exist. Tomorrow does not exist. It's a fabrication. You really can't plan. You play out your experience moment to moment to moment. That is a truth. Linear time is an illusion because anything that can go away is an artificial aspect. It just isn't real, okay? And so yesterday disappeared, and so there is no yesterday. There is only the continuation of the moment and now. And the other thing that we can support to you is literally just looking at your time systems around the earth. They're crazy. They're crazy, okay? Nobody except your controlling governmental systems came up with time, came up with calendars, and came up with measurements as to what time is. Who came up with an hour? Who came up with a moment? Okay. Who came up with a day? Well, the rotation of the sun. We're like, why? Why isn't a day 10 rotations of the sun? Okay. So that makes it not real. Everything is in the moment of now, Masters. And anything that repeats itself is a dissipated aspect of source energy. And that's eventually going to go away because master memories disappear and they go away. It is a challenge to understand it. And it is a difficulty to apply it because the third dimension is also hologram and not real. So linear time supports an illusion. You can get caught up in the illusion, and most of the time you'll lose in that article because it's not real. If you can occasionally remind yourself that everything is in the now and everything is concurrent rather than linear, it usually gives you a new fortified aspect of empowerment for creative ideas and manifestation. For the now lives in rocket fuel speed as to what it is that you choose and what it is that you create. Linear time has a stalling aspect, a pausing aspect, and many times an emptying aspect because what's tomorrow is not real because it doesn't even exist. The word tomorrow does not even exist in its definition. Somebody just made it up.
All right, thank you so much. We have another question from the other day from We Are All in This Together. There's actually 3 different questions. 2 of them, I think that I know what Julius is gonna say because regarding predictions, Julius always is very clear about predictions. But I'm still, for the sake of transparency, I'm gonna share the questions. So these are the questions. Okay, hold on a second. All right. So basically, she was asking, can you please give us a preview of this election year and how it will impact 2025? The second question is, did the second solar flash just happen? And the third question is, will Trump win the 2024 election or will the election not happen?
That's all yet to be played out, Master. There is no prediction because there's numerous timelines where all of those variations occur, and it all depends on the vibrational tap into those timelines. That's the truth. That's the truth. What we will tell you is there is a military operation currently playing itself out. And like any warring system or any battling system, there are many plans that can derive many, many, many different types of outcomes, and they're all fighting for their position. That's what we can tell you. But we can also tell you this: anything that you're watching is already happened. So you're not up to speed. And there's a whole lot going on that they have yet to display for you. What we can tell you is, last summer, there was no plan for an election. And that is still an aspect of playing itself out. But here's the other thing: you've not had an election, you've had a selection. You've not had an election, Master. You've had a selection. The only things that have played themselves out is mostly just a staged Hollywood show to make it look like you guys have ever had a choice. Are they trying to take that away and make it so you do have a choice? Yes. But there is also a whole new governmental system that's trying to align itself, and it would not be a democratic system anymore. It would be designed for a republic, and that's running concurrently right in alignment with what's being presented to you right now. And it's up to them to decide whether they're going to expose that to you or not.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We have a question also from We Are All in This Together, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to try to read it. We are all in this together. If you're hearing us or listening to us today or watching us, please, we kindly ask you for your understanding. But the question is, I feel like 12 beings are streaming into my human avatar. Some are on spaceships using immersion pools. Are we ever going to meet our galactic counterparts while on Earth?
Master, they're all around you. They're all around you, okay? And some of them are wearing humanoid costumes. Some of them are shape-shifting. You probably have already met them, okay? There is far more differential beings walking around than you are aware of, okay? We think what you're asking is there going to be some kind of presentation of these hidden beings? We don't see that happening. Are they going to finally be free to feel like they can express themselves? There's a good chance for that. There's a good chance for that, okay? A lot of these beings are interdimensional. So here's what we're going to tell you. Angel, are you ready for this one? Can we talk about this one for a few minutes?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You have 3 spiral helix cross-strand DNA strands, Masters, not 1. 2 of them have been laid dormant. You are designed to be a shapeshifter and an interdimensional traveler, and it has been shut down for you. And the other beings have theirs intact. So they're all around you. You guys are the dunces in the room. We've come out with an activation process to reactivate those DNA strands from you. It's going to launch on John Burgos' show on September 11th if you're interested in possibly receiving that process. But that is what holds you separate and singular and holds you in a differentiation from all the other beings that are interdimensional, living in and out of all the dimensions and realms around you. And it has deadened your ability for shape-shifting. What if we told you these beings are already in your field? The octopus, the Bigfoots, the deers, the foxes, the wolves, they're all shapeshifters. And so are you. You are not human. There's no such thing. You're just wearing a costume. You are all source energy, and you shape shift by activating and shifting the 3 Tesla coils that fire between the 3 helix spiral strands, and yours are sleeping. So you're basically the slow ones in the room, but that is going to change for you.
We indeed had time for this. Thank you so much, Julius, for the warning and for sharing this. I think that we have been giving like some, seeds and some pieces of information here and there for the last few months, announcing all these incredible things that we have been communicated and informed by Julius and the group of entities And by the way, that also includes the cryptonic vault doors that we have been talking to, and that we will be talking about again momentarily. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, so let's go to someone else's questions. Let's go to Hilda's. Hold on a second. Let me see if there's. All right. Okay. So, by the way, I see that already the audience is coming to these three channels. So again, we had some technical issues today for some reason. Things that every single day worked just fine today didn't, and we couldn't add all the channels. So unfortunately, we had to stay away from one of the Expand with Julius channels actually on Facebook. We appreciate you that you came all back here. Thanks to also our. First, our audience who went to those channels, and second, to our production team that went also to those channels and announced you guys that we were here. So thank you for coming back. We missed you, and we keep on missing you every single week. All right, so let's go to this question that comes from Hilda. All right. As you know, Hilda always asks a lot of questions and very, very profound. So the first question by Hilda is, what emotion and perspective does pain on the right heel represent?
The pain on your right heel. So your right heel is masculine energy and instability in the masculine energy in your life, most commonly occurring in your childhood, in your young childhood. So something unstable or literally painful in the foundational aspect of your life in your childhood. That's what we will tell you.
Okay, wonderful. And the second question by Hilda B is, do we attract experiences such as punishment because we have bought into the perspective of punishment and reward?
Yeah, everything's your perspective, master. So everything that you experience is through your emotions. Okay. It's all a perspective and an attitude, literally. So pain and suffering is literally a perspective. And that is something that can be very difficult to grasp. But when you do, it's amazing. It's amazing. But you have been programmed that you are not source, and you've been programmed that you should be punished for certain behaviors because you live in a judgment system, master. Everything here on a realm is raised, every system is based on aspects of judgment. And so that's how that works. So if you're following along on those systems, you're probably going to be enacted into some of the byproducts of those systems when you're not following the orders. But punishment is also the way something feels. You can take a sentence for what somebody else perceives to be a wrongdoing and not feel punished. You get to feel that through your choosing systems, masters. It is a masterful state of awareness to shift that perspective, but it can and will be done when you feel and reach higher echelons of consciousness, where you let go of your reaction to judgment.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Then a question from Maria. Maria, great to see you again. Great to have a question from you, Maria from Vienna in Austria. Dear Julius, many of us who have little kids cannot wait until there will be fundamental change in the school system. Amen to that. We've spoken deeply, profoundly, and extensively here at the Ask Julius Show about the system, the educational system and the school system. Is it very likely or not so likely that there will be some fundamental changes or even a complete breakdown of the system soon? Do you know if there is something going on in the background already concerning the school system? Will it be sooner in Europe or US to see any real changes happening? Thank you and much love to you all.
When Nasara Jasara hits, all systems will be broken down, torn down, and new ones are already in position to take their place. The question is, when are they going to release Nasara Jasara? In the meantime, we suggest you homeschool, because all you're doing is programming your children if they're in the public systems. That's what we will tell you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I refer to these unlocking cryptonic vault doors that we have referred to so many times. And let me share the screen here because I love to share the screen. You see also, let me put all this away so we have the maximum space on the screen. And I'm going to be showing this beautiful visual that our production team always prepares, because the special for this week is actually a series of sessions with Julius, a series of sessions regarding a personal energy process, which is actually done through unlocking cryptonic vault doors. Okay, and let me show you. I don't know if you're seeing. Okay, now you should see exactly. So this is the page that they typically, let me put it full page so it's easier for everybody to see. And this is exactly where, if you scan, I see that people are already scanning. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to a page where you will have much more information about this personal energy process and series of processes. Actually, there are several packages with several number of personal energy process sessions that you can attend to. And obviously, please, Casey, if you were so kind to explain what is going to be happening in those sessions for whoever signs up for them, and what can be expected also as a result of those sessions.
Yeah. So you have 7 energy bodies that radiate from your physical embodiment costume, your energy frequency bands, or 7 energy bodies. Through traumatic emotional events, you coagulate blocks and obstacles in those energetic fields throughout your lifetimes and your timelines. They can come in the form of curses and spells, karmic wheels, soul contracts that if you believed in and held true as a knowing for yourself because your source, you will create blocks and limitations in your field. A lot of it comes from programming as well. Because you are not a singular and separate being, you are a fractalized being. These things can overlay from lifetimes and timelines in your energetic field. These blocks can be a result of anything traumatic, anything fear-based, anything programmed, and anything received from you as a belief system or limitation that keeps you from thriving fully as an empowered creative being in source energy. We have the ability to look at these doors or vaults or gateways that hold these emotional blocks in your energetic field, remove them for you, and unleash the flow of energy in your energy field, which amplifies and uplifts your energy frequency to integrate healing, prosperity, possibilities, and extraordinary aspects in your existence because of the flow of energy. Each embodied being has a minimum of about 49 of these vaults in any given lifetime. We don't want that to be discouraging to you, because during these sessions, we can go in and get multiple vaults out at one time. Sometimes vaults are very much attached to each other. We've been known to be able to remove dozens and dozens during one session. So these are designed to, if it resonates with you, purchase multiple sessions. You can buy a singular session if you'd like to try it out. The minimum effect of the vault removal is that you get an energy upgrade. Everybody needs that. It's a crazy energetic upgrade. You're going to feel a shift in your energy field, and in many cases, you're going to miraculously or seemingly miraculously be able to get moving past a form of limitation in your life. We've been blessed now to perform hundreds of these processes, and we have an immense list of testimonials for people to take a look at. We are currently still serving people in the Kryptonic Vault doors. We're on different summits. We're on different shows showcasing them. Please feel free to investigate those things. Super cool stuff. Super cool stuff. Now we're coming forth with the DNA strands. Our intention is to continue to unleash and assist all of you in energetic blocks in your desire to know yourself as source, sometimes feeling like you just can't quite figure it out, and it seems like you hit a ceiling in a lot of areas of your life, or you tend to ricochet around over and over and over again with the same issues. These can help service you and take you beyond what you may currently be able to find your way through.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Again, remember, we have had this QR code at the top of the screen, top left corner, throughout the entire show. With that QR code, you can go to this page where you have all the explanation and all the different courses and sessions which are included. I also just briefly shown that if you are online with us, actually, you can go to some of the comments on on the chats, both on Facebook and on the YouTube, and you will also be able to go there. So it's the easiest way is always like point the camera of your cell phone to the screen and then just scan the QR code. All right. So thank you so much, Casey, for the explanation, and then let's continue with a question. And now, actually, that should be like that. I should be the small one, and you should be the big one. All right. And Princesa de Luz Prince is actually asking us a question. As you know, she's been very active for the last few shows since she joined us. Dear Julius, we have a new pandemic, monkeypox. How will the conscience of humanity react this time? Will this succeed in awakening the last sleepers?
That's up to you guys, masters. That's up to you guys. Honestly, there's no end result on it. It's such a high level of precocity, isn't it? It's such a high level. And we know that for those of you that are aware of this can be so frustrating to believe that people are still buying into this stuff. And it's really just a demonstration of how deeply programmed they are and how effective the programming has been. We want all of you to treat everybody with honor, respect, and kindness as you assist them in coming to a broader awareness of these truths. But you've got to do it with kindness. You can't just do it with conflict. You can't tell people that they're idiots. You can't tell people that they're blind, because they're going to throw their cognitive dissonant flags back up in your face. And all you're going to do is create more and more and deeper conflict. And that activates their programming to follow along with the programming. Okay? So we can't tell you what your predictions are, masters. You get to play those out. You get to play those out. Okay? It's a truth. Until these systems get completely torn down, they're going to keep throwing them at you. Or are they? Maybe it's all just a social system. Open up your minds, masters. Speak clearly and freely. Raise your frequency, and it'll assist everybody's with their blind spots.
I apologize, Julius and Casey, that I started laughing when you actually asked that rhetorical question. So thank you so much. And again, I apologize. As you very well said, it's a matter of choice also for us to decide what we do and what do we want the effect and the impact of our reaction to this today. So let's be respectful and let's be kind.
Thankfully, people finally did start to stand up. You've been programmed to not stand up, okay? And they broke those codes along the way in the last couple of years. And that's a great thing. That's a great thing, okay? And you've got to keep standing up, and you've got to keep standing up, and you've got to stand up for the wellness of everybody, and you've got to stand up for the intelligence of everybody, and you've got to speak for your children, and you've got to speak for the ones that cannot speak for themselves. It's your responsibility to do that. Everybody just sits back and literally watches the injustices take place, okay? And you need to be shifting that with a stronger perseverance to make it very, very clear. We have always supported that you could shut all of those systems down in about a 72-hour period if everybody just shut their wallets off for 3 days. You'd be amazed what would crumble. You would be amazed. That would be a little too inconvenient. But that's one way to get them, because the thing is this: all of it's for money. All of it's for money. So take your money away from them.
Thank you so much. By the way, there's a member of the audience that's talking about the sound. We know that there have been some issues in the past with the sound, and she's saying the sound is so much easier to hear today. We're really happy that that's the case. And again, we apologize if sometimes from a technical perspective, things are not the best ones. We always try to thrive through the circumstances. And by the way, we had not seen Amit Deer for a while, but today he's here, and he's making a comment aloud, which is very personal. So thank you so much for doing so, and I'm going to read it right now. Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you very much for a wonderful opportunity to interact. I'm feeling being very much limited in my family, especially with my spouse, and have been contemplating to move out of relationship of marriage. As feel blocked for my conscious journey, I humbly request Julius to guide me to clarity as now reach the phase to move me beyond my attachment and care and honor myself. Thank you, Angel, for being an amazing host. Thank you for being with us and for being so humble to actually talk about that publicly. Thank you, Amit.
Master, these are your decisions. They are your decisions. Okay. We have often spoke of when you reach a particular point of your conscious journey, you may want to remove people, or people will naturally remove themselves from your life when the energy frequency does not match. And this becomes a very challenging place on your conscious journey. Many people stop their conscious journey or stifle their conscious journey so they don't have this disruption in their life for all kinds of reasons, for financial reasons, for relationship reasons, for acceptability reasons. We totally understand that. When that happens, usually all kinds of misery occurs for you, because once you turn on your light, you really, really, really do not prefer the dark any longer. If you reach a point where this is an intolerable conflict, then we always suggest that whatever your maneuver is to create a new possibility for you in your life, you do it with as much honor and respect and integrity as possible. Remember, Master, every move that you make is a demonstration of your level of consciousness. So keep that in mind. If somebody else chooses the battlefield, you can choose to not participate in that battlefield with them. It may seem initially that you have to make sacrifices in order to keep your peace and your energy high, but that's really an illusion, because you will thrive in your high frequency. So it's just a temporary state. We will never tell you what you should do, and we will never tell you that you should or shouldn't leave a situation. But we can tell you that your own vibrational intention and your own vibrational expansion will guide you along those decisions. We send you nothing but blessings and abundance and radiance and thriving in all that you do. You know you are well protected, and all is love.
Absolutely, all is love. Again, we commend you, Amit, for asking this question, and thank you, Casey, and thank you, Julius, for the response. It's definitely trying times that we're going through, so we appreciate you sharing this.
Here's the thing. We spoke about this at the beginning of the year. This is going to be a year of catastrophe for people. It's a teardown system this year. No longer tolerating mediocre. For the light workers and the light beings that are forging ahead, this is a shift for them this year. And yep, it's showing up. It's showing up in a big way. We have more and more people moving out of relationships that no longer resonate for them and moving into creating new relationships with people that do. All we ask is that you do it with as much love, honor, and integrity. Remember, Masters, your energy frequency level of consciousness should always be held with the highest regard and the highest intention to guide your way. But it's a teardown this year, a teardown. If you all have interacted with people, you're finding this to be true. This partnership is ending, and this partnership is ending, and sometimes it's marriage, sometimes it's business, sometimes it's community. Okay, lots of things are being exposed, and that's an awesome thing, because as you've gone on a conscious journey, you've asked to be aware, and your increased awareness provides information, and then your information is your powerful fuel to make the creative decisions in your life, and you have asked for it and therefore created it as such.
Thank you. That was a great question and a great response. Again, let me go back to, I'm reading. Today, it's due to the difficulties, we're catching up with all the questions that we have not asked before. All right, so let's get this one. That was a question that we got offline as well. And this is the question. Hold on a second. It says, "Hi, Julius, Angel, and Casey." It's three questions. I'm going to ask them all together, and then I'm sure that Julius will be able to give a unique answer for all those. Who is running the simulation on Earth? Do the angels have an agenda? They are messengers from God. What God? Mythological gods? Is our mind programmed and run by an AI? From Elizabeth.
There is no God that lives outside of you, Master. You are source energy. There is not an AI that is running the simulation on the earth. You all are doing that. Everything is a holographic projection that you put forth through your thoughts and emotions. Your thoughts and emotions are being manipulated to push an agenda in the hologram. That's, we think, is your question. That just has to do with low frequency nefarious energies. There's no such thing as named beings. You are all source wearing various costumes. There's demonstration of low frequency aspects of source and high frequency aspects of source. And you've been living on a realm, which is a dimension governed, which means it is mostly derived and thrives in a low frequency controlled aspect. You are desiring to raise that frequency and release the controlling nefarious energies that keep you in limitation and lack and prevent you from remembering yourself as source. And that is taking place right now. There is a war going on, and it has been going on for what you would measure to be a very long time. Have no fear, Master. Ever. Don't ever have fear. Focus on love. That will win the battle. It will shift your reality, and it will seep out in a rippling effect to assist others as well. That's what's going on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but I am tempted to ask you a question because something just came to my mind after listening to all the questions today. And for some reason, I always, obviously, as anybody else, we have our own sources of, content and, people that we like to hear to. And suddenly, a couple of days in a row, some videos from Saint Germain have come up and have suddenly I was listening to them, and I was wondering if maybe Julius could express some opinion or share with the audience who Saint Germain is, or if there's something is special about him.
Yeah, so angels have not been human yet, Masters. Angels have not been human yet. They have not lived through the human agenda. They do not have a human experience. They are armchair coaches. You do not become an angel after you have been human. You become human after you have been an angel. You become a guide or a master after you have been human. We do not believe that angels have an agenda because they don't have need over us in the human experience. But somebody could perceive one of their messages as being about agenda because their filter that they're receiving the message through is one of judgment and lack. So you have to be careful who the translation is coming through. Currently, right now, Saint Germain is proclaiming itself. So many people out there are claiming to channel that entity, and we don't think that any of them are doing it efficiently, but we're telling you that that entity has never been human. So what's everybody so excited about? That's what we will tell you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Jasher. And the question is, what does Julius say about meditation?
What a lovely question, Jasher. How are you this evening, Master? It is lovely to be here in an interaction with you. Meditation, in an essence, is the focus of the now. It's an amazing space. It is an amazing space, and that is a truth. The question is that what everybody's doing when they go into meditation? If you can get yourself in alignment with the moment of now, it's an amazing space. It's a space of all possibility. It is a space of pure creation. It is a space of healing, for it exists in the now. It activates your Kundalini energy if it's done properly to present you in the moment of now, but only if your soul is in alignment. If your soul is out of alignment, you won't be able to achieve any of the things that we just spoke of. What are you doing to keep your soul aligned in your day in and day out activities? If you are in full alignment and you have the experience of a meditation, it is magic, master, as you are. If you are sick, if you are afraid, if you are depressed, if you are stressed, if you are worried, if you are angry, if you are a low consciousness being, odds are it's not going to quite provide you with all of those things. But even if that's the truth, it truly can calm you down. It can calm your nervous system down, even if you do practicings of meditation through focal points. And even if you do guided meditations that aren't necessarily fully in the now, but they can still slow your nervous system down and help support a healing aspect for you, then great. We don't see any downside to it, to be honest with you. There's no downside to it. The question is, what's your definition of meditation? What is your state of being? Where is your soul centered? What are you striving for? Are you in the moment of now? And is your Kundalini aspect activated? When you're a high consciousness being, it will assist you to activate those other dormant helix, curvature, crossed strand DNAs. But we don't think most of you are there yet. And it's okay. Don't be discouraged. Always strive for more. This person who is asking this question is a master teacher of meditation as well as yoga. He's pretty good at what he does, but he always is setting his intention, as are all of the rest of you, to put out great positive energy and possibility for everyone. Wouldn't it be lovely if all the children were taught how to meditate? In other words, how to find their alignment, how to hold their alignment, how to attach and attract and ignite their creative flow. Peace would surely be experienced.
Absolutely. And to that, let me elaborate, because it's been a while since we last spoke about wisdom for kids, and something that we do with the foundation when we go to Latin America to help those kids and learn entrepreneurship, underprivileged kids in Latin America. One of the things that we used to do and we do is actually we expose them to meditation. When you put a group of kids to meditate for the first time, it's just magic.
Magic.
It's magic. I cannot describe it in any other way. Yeah. It's just magic. It's incredible.
You know what's interesting is so many angels, so many people think kids just won't be able to do it. They'll be like, oh, my kid can't meditate. My kid can't meditate. And we're like, really? Why don't you have them sit in a room with a meditation master and find out? They may not meditate with you because you're a spaz. Okay? Because you don't hold that type of authority or teaching aspect to your own child. That could be a relationship problem. But here's what's really interesting. Meditation is a very natural state for you. You're actually designed to be calm and contemplative. That's originally authentically who you are. You've overlaid yourself with artificial aspects of stress and productivity and overproductivity. So this is really interesting. This is really just calming down and exposing your own self. And then here's the other thing. You can meditate for 5 minutes to get started. It's true you may have a difficult time getting a 3, 4, or 5-year-old to sit there for an hour, but nobody said you had to do that. It's like anything else. You make it time appropriate for the age. You create a very calming environment and experience, and you can usually get them to start moving in that direction. It's amazing, amazing.
Exactly. Let me elaborate a little bit more on that. Again, we've had a few shows in which we have spoken about the kids education, the school system, and we've spoken about the Wisdom for Kids Foundation that I happen to be co-founder and president. And actually, this is probably going to interest everybody in the audience who has some relationship with underprivileged kids or with Latin America. We have exposed more than 1,000 kids to their first meditation ever. And what you just described, Julius, is exactly what happens. It's natural to them. And and the meditation, by the way, it's around 20 minutes long. It's a guided meditation, and magical things happen in the sense that we ask the kids after the meditation what they saw, what they experienced, and they have all these colorful stories to share and to explain and to tell. So, I mean, we couldn't. I mean, you couldn't be more right on what you said, Julius. And thank you for allowing me to ask the question. So thank you.
Well, there's no downside to it. Let's just put it that way. There's very
Exactly.
few things that you can guarantee that there's no downside to. There's no downside to it. And, here's the other thing, and then we'll let the subject matter go for now. Okay. You can prep your children for meditation as well. You want to reduce the stimulants. You want to reduce the red dye aspect in their food. You want to have them be getting good sleep. You want them to be in joy and laughter and playfulness, okay? You want to help them be exerting physical energy during the day so that their body is thriving in a resting position, okay? If they're amped up on all kinds of poisons and stimulants and anger and frustration and violence in the household, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to focus. But it's amazing what you can do when you plan and set an intention for something very healthy, very high frequency, and very loving for all of you, not just the children.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I just share with the audience the comment from Amit. Thank you, Amit, obviously, for allowing us to be with you and to be able to share this with you. So thank you so much. Let's go to another question. Question is given by Hilda B. What is the energetic meaning of being nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other eye? Is it related to hemispheres of the brain being separated?
No. We would say actually energetic. So you're saying energetically, what's the energetic meaning? You're actually attempting to see beyond the illusion and beyond the holographic projection. You're probably trying to step into other dimensional aspects and get a glimpse of what's going on. That is a truth. It is amazing how your brain will make those adjustments also for you to still be able to participate in the third dimension. For you, obviously, the combination of those two things going on in the eye can find a balance in what's sitting in front of you, But you're asking us the energetic aspect of it, not the physical aspect of it, which has to do with the hemispheres of the brain. The energetic aspect of it is you are desiring to see past the hologram.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Another question, in this case from Learn George. Hey, nice to see you again, Learn George. And this is Learn George's question. I know you say everything is perspective. Are you able to explain mirrors for us? Are they portals? Are they negative and introduced by the Cabal? I'd really love to know more about mirrors. Thank you.
Great question, Master. Great question. Anything that provides reflective insight back onto oneself becomes a portal and a vortex. Anything shiny, basically. Anything shiny that you can see a reflection of gives you the opportunity to realize that everything is a projection of your consciousness aspect, and that opens up a portal. That's the truth. Mirrors are reflective, creative objects. Yeah, some of them are spying on you. Of course they are. But you can change and shift the energy of a mirror by placing selenite on the top of a mirror. It can help prevent and control negative energies, both coming to, entering in, and exiting through a mirror. Okay. Selenite wands should go over and above every door, every window, every mirror, fireplace, even televisions in your room. That's going to help control the energy aspect of the exchange.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. So we're going through the questions that we have offline because we had some issues earlier today with, integrating all of our audience and all of our social media accounts. Thank you, everyone. By the way, I'm extremely happy and thankful because most of our audience was able to find their way to see us. So that's definitely something. So thank you. Thank you so much. So there's another question from Charity Thornton. Again, we have these amazing questions, Casey. It's just incredible. So Julius, when you were on your ascension, so this is a direct question to Julius. I love this question. When you were on your ascension journey embodied on Earth, how did you lay out your typical day to make sure you did things such as meditation, workout, and etc.? Did you have a typical routine and night, a typical morning and night routine?
You don't think we're going to share that with you, do you? No. We would not dishonor you in such a way. Master, when we existed as physical element here on Earth, things were not as routine as they are now for you. Your routines are very programmed into you. There's a whole different type of life living at that time, and it involved creating circumstances for yourself, depending on the weather, depending on your dynamic needs and things like that. Everything on your conscious journey becomes a priority of your state of being, your energy frequency. Everything becomes about your frequency, and you eliminate anything that does not serve your highest frequency. That's your routine. And there's nothing routine about that. That is commonly quite a mix-up in any given day, depending on your interaction that you have with everybody. So you end up living a very different type of life than most people. We won't call it isolated. We'll call it focused and full of awareness. What are you doing, Master, every day to thrive in a high frequency aspect? What are you doing for your body, your mind, and your soul? What are you doing? The more you ascend up through the levels of consciousness, the more you will absolutely prioritize that as everything for you, and you would never falter from it because you know it affects your frequency, and your frequency is what ascends you. That's what we can tell you.
Thank you so much. So we are really at the end of the show today. Again, thank you everybody for showing up again, regardless of our technical difficulties. We really appreciate you. Also, I wanted to show again this incredible Unlocking Kryptonic Vault Doors, this personal energy process sessions that we have in place as a promotion this week. We explained everything about this earlier today in the show. As usual, in the middle of the show, we tend to explain what's the special for the day. Again, we have been showing the QR code at the top left corner and right now in the middle of the screen so that you can see it. It's been a pleasure to have you all of you here. And again, our production team is also sharing the URLs on the different social media outlets that we have been able to be. Again, we apologize if we have missed any important, comment or, circumstances, things that we have not been able to solve since the very beginning. We were like 22 minutes late. But regardless, we always have time for you, and we appreciate the wonderful questions that you asked us today. All right. So, Casey, any final words for today?
Yeah, I'd love to mention to everybody really quickly on the show, we are or were on Gabrielle Spencer's Summit today. You could Google Gabrielle Spencer, go to her website. You're going to get all kinds of links to the replay of our interview. Maybe take a peek at our special offer on her show as well. If you want to take a glimpse, please do so. We hope everybody has an amazing, amazing, amazing week. We look forward to next Thursday with everybody. Thank you so much, so much for joining us and just sending so many blessings your way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you for being here. We are so blessed. Thank you for feeling so comfortable to ask those deep questions that allow us to understand much better what we are doing here. So thank you again. That was the 71st 7-1 show of the Ask Julius Show. Everybody saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me share some of those comments here. Kryptonic Vault Doors process is amazing. Jasher is amazing. Again, with great show as always, of course. And remember also that every single Thursday, also, we have a Spanish-speaking show at 8 a.m. Central Time on business leadership and conscious leadership. I know that we have several members of the audience that actually are reading the subtitles in English because the show is in Spanish. And, we talk about, how to live and how to lead, and how to be led from a conscious leadership perspective. So, again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to see you here. Again, comments coming in. Thank you so much. We love you. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.